Some rivalries can last generations, grudges being inherited by each new member of the family dynasty, like a curse. Mr. C.L. Magnus was the owner of a successful freighter company, looking forward to a future filled with prosperity. But a ghost from his family's past haunts his business. Buried within the same ocean where Mr. Magnus's ships transport their goods are secrets, skeletons from a history too spooky for the surface. But sometimes, what we bury in our past can float to the surface, because the ocean never forgets, and neither does Redbeard. After a captain of one of Mr. Magnus's freighters spotted a ghost ship, an eerie cackling struck the deck of the Magnus ship like lightning. A local reporter turned the Legend of Redbeard into a headline with this most recent spotting. This very headline grabbed the attention of Mystery Incorporated, enjoying malts and reasonably portioned sandwiches. To their surprise, Mr. Magnus was less than receptive to their offer to help. Fortunately, Freddie Jones had a backup plan. Disguised as room service delivering 11 p.m. breakfast, they made their way into his private room. Mystery Inc. was known to come prepared for anything, but nothing could have prepared Shaggy Rogers for that. He slipped on the rug, catapulting the whole crew into chaos on the floor. Mr. Magnus demanded to know what was going on. After the gang explained their good intentions, Mr. Magnus told them the story of Redbeard, who vowed to take revenge after Magnus's ancestors brought him to justice 300 years ago. Freddie was confident in his plan to put an end to Magnus's woes, but while they were talking, Scooby Doo noticed a shadowy figure lurking in the curtains. A shadowy figure resembling the same butler who earlier denied them entrance. The gang hopped into their boat and headed out to the Magnus freighter, watching out for one of Redbeard's boats. It didn't take long before they spotted their ghost ship. Velma Dinkley hit play on a recorder set to play boat noises. They cut through the fog to advance towards the ship. With the ship en route to ram their little speeder, Freddie instructs Shaggy to put the boat into full speed reverse. In a panic, Shaggy sets the motor to double full speed reverse, sending the motor flying off the vessel and across the waves. Velma helps Shaggy paddle towards safety, but their efforts are futile. The ghost ship cuts their boat right in half, separating Mystery Inc. into two halves of the ship, one containing Freddie, Velma, and Daphne, and the other with Shaggy and Scooby Doo. They quickly sink.
Only one place to go, the ghost ship.
Ghost ship? Oh Lord!
Mystery Inc. sneaks on board the ghost ship, ready to begin their investigation. Shaggy and Scooby head straight to Redbeard's cabin, immediately being spotted by the Spectre. Redbeard sends his floating ghost sword towards the teenage detectives, who run to safety. Or so they thought, because behind the door they fled through are 3 pirate ghosts. Daphne, Freddie, and Velma hear the blood-curdling laughs of the ghost pirate crew from the other side of the ship, where they find their first clue. Tubs of dry ice, creating the illusion of fog. The door slams shut behind them, never to back down in the face of danger. Shaggy and Scooby hold each other and cry as Redbeard reveals his true intentions. After convincing Redbeard they can make use aboard his ship as cooks, Redbeard employs them to make him a meal to prove their value to his crew. Shaggy and Scooby concoct a classic dish of ghost pirate stew, made by boiling seawater, adding chains, some ashes from the stove, cobwebs, and soap. Redbeard demands the two new cooks to taste test the dish for themselves. Only one problem. Shaggy and Scooby are not ghost pirates. They shovel spoonfuls of the nasty nourishment into their mouths, but the soap causes them to start blowing bubbles. Sneaking across the ghost ship, the two encounter Redbeard's henchmen. Using his detective skills, Shaggy thinks fast, creating a pirate hat out of paper and using an immaculate impression of Redbeard to draw a shadow silhouette of a pirate, telling the two goons they themselves are sent running from the echo of the real Redbeard cackling. They hide beneath an overturned tub, which slides them down the plank and into the ocean. Using the tub as a boat, Shaggy and Scoob pedal back towards the boat, where they hear the rest of their gang.
We're locked in! Don't worry! We'll save you! I think.
The ghost ship leads them into a secret cove carved into Skull Island. Redbeard announces his nefarious plan for the captured members of Mystery Inc. But Freddy has another plan. By connecting pieces of straw with a stick of gum at the end, he is able to grab the key to their shackles from the table. The gang reconnects in the depths of the cove, discovering the paper Shaggy was using as a pirate hat is the manifest of Mr. Magnus's ship. The manifest is dated January 10th, the day after these events took place. Mystery Inc. soon found another clue: tire tracks through the cove of Skull Island. Tire tracks leading to a pirate chest. Springing open, a talking pirate skull asks for a password, but the shock is short-lived. This voice-activated secret entrance leads them deeper into their investigation. Tire tracks guide them towards Redbeard's secret stash of stolen cargo, but they aren't alone in the depths of the cove. An iron gate closes, and the floating blade gives chase to Shaggy and Scooby. Hiding within a box of cargo, the pair find a box of Scooby snacks. This motivates them into action. After pausing to enjoy their tasty treat, Shaggy dulls the sword using liverwurst, which the pirate sword slices into pieces collected into a sandwich by Scooby Doo. Daphne, Freddy, and Velma shoot Redbeard's goons with toilet plungers using bows, stringing them to the ceiling, while Shaggy and Scooby hop on a jackhammer, mistaken for a pogo stick, to escape. Crashing into a collection of tires, they entrap Redbeard and his sidekicks. Scrappy Squad, place your bets on who was hiding behind the mask of Redbeard. 3, 2, 1. If you guessed Mr. Magnus himself, give yourself a Scooby snack. What kind of maniac would rob himself? You might have heard of robbing Peter to pay Paul, but have you ever heard of Peter robbing Peter to pay Peter? That's the kind of morbid logic these criminals operate under. In danger of losing his freighter company, Mr. Magnus staged these hijackings in order to keep his business. In the same way Mr. Magnus rejected Mystery Inc.'s offer to help at the beginning of their investigation, he spent a lifetime rejecting the help he so desperately needed to avoid turning into a monster, turning into everything his family legacy stood against, turning into the Redbeard.
The waves they howl like banshee cries, a cursed moon hangs in the sky. Our ship, a shadow lost to time, the ocean tolls her bell.